Back in the house, back in the saddle, one more again. More content. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe to the Uncle Fred Sports Experience. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. I'm here today. We're going to preview Week 7 in the NFL with my main man, TK. TK, how you doing today, man?
Same as usual, man. It's all good. Let's chop it up.
All right. A lot of good things happened in the NFL this past week, man. We're getting ready to talk about it here in just a minute. Once again, man, we got the NFL season ahead of us. Week 6 went by, man. A lot of crazy things went on in week 6, and I tell it every week, every year. I said it last year on my weekly pick'em videos. I was like, man, NFL is like the gift that keeps on giving. Just when you think you got that thing figured out, bam, here it comes. Here come an uppercut from Mike. Where did it come from? You know. Because I mean, just nobody in their wildest imagination had, I don't know, the Falcons beating the 49ers. Nobody had that. I don't care what you're thinking. Nobody had that. Nobody had the Steelers beating the Bucks. Nobody had the Jets beating the Packers. Okay, you're lying if you said you did, but that's the.
I did see one guy pick the Steelers. I ain't gonna lie. I saw one guy in the media pick the Steelers.
Okay.
I did see that though.
Okay. Was he a Steeler homer? No,
it's just a guy I seen on one of those programs, one of those shows. Pick the Steelers, and they didn't. So,
yeah. So we got that, and and then there was some good games. That Buffalo Kansas City game was a good game. Great game. The one you picked, it went your way. Hey man, I went 7-8 this week, man. 7-8. Let's just let you know.
What was my record then? If you went 7-8.
Hey, you know what? I couldn't remember which games you picked. I know you got those two. And then of course the Cowboys and the Eagles game Sunday night. Another one I lost, but it was a good game for the second half. You got that one. So those are two you got over me. I think you picked. I know you picked New England over. Was it Cleveland? Yeah, I think you picked New England over Cleveland. Didn't you?
No, I picked Cleveland.
Yeah. You got zapped, man.
Yeah,
got zapped, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got zapped, man. Don't feel bad. Zap getting everybody. Yeah. Hell, Matt Jones is getting zapped. Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you, that's why the storylines and all the stuff in the NFL is great. It's a lot of stuff. Sometimes it's stuff that go on behind the scenes that you don't know, and it just makes for a lot of interesting things happening on the field because the stuff happening behind the scenes. So, like I said, it's the gift that keeps on giving. But yeah, those are some of the games that kind of stuck to me last week. Denver stinking to join up again. The Colts upsetting I don't know if that's an upsetting the Jags, because just when I was just about to give the Jags they stacked all them first round picks together. They made some timely free agent moves in the offseason. They got a good head coach, good offensive head coach that Trevor likes and respects and feel comfortable with. I said, man, they fixing to do some things. They won some games they wasn't supposed to. Boat race the Chargers. I'm like, yeah, okay, you lost to the Eagles. Okay, I ain't gonna eat your lunch for that. But then you lost then you lose to the Colts. You lose to the Texans. Come on, Jacksonville. I'm trying to work with you here. And you won't let me.
They're just not ready
They're not ready, man. I wanted them to. I was ready for them to be ready.
They got something brewing. It's not there yet. Maybe next year.
Not quite. Yeah, that cake ain't ready to be baked yet. It's in the oven. It's baking. It ain't ready yet. I keep looking in the oven and pull it up. Looking in the oven. Hey, it ain't quite ready. I want it to be ready because I'm ready to. It ain't ready. So, but those were some of my observations about week 6, man, that I thought was noteworthy to be talked about. But anyway, let's get into week 7, man, and let's see what we got. See what's on the agenda. Yeah. See what's going on. So in the 12 o'clock time slot, we got like 7 games here.
Well, you want to briefly mull over that Thursday night pick 6 party or what? I mean, it happened. I know we both picked.
All right, man. All right, let me say this, man. Let me say this. For all them people that was trying to tell me 2 years ago about how Andy Dalton was better than Dak Prescott, was better than this guy, better than that guy, you owe me an apology. I want it. I want my apology. I want consent. I want that. I want that. Okay. This is a man that took a 15-play, 9-minute drive and threw a pick in the end zone.
That's demoralizing. It's very demoralizing.
I saw that and I'm like, man, you know how them offensive linemen are feeling? They done played 15 plays, took up almost 9 minutes. They holding their blocks while you back there bull crapping around and oops, I threw it a fraction late and dude picked in the end zone. I'm sitting there like all that for nothing. You didn't even dude, if you just missed it high and they kick a field goal, yeah, we'll take that. We'd have rather had 7. But dang, they ain't get nothing. And then, then when you do it, you get two quick scores and it's 14-6. And I'm like, cool, y'all gonna go to the halftime, whatever, and it should be 21-6. And then you get one off a guy's hand, it gets returned for a touchdown, and then somehow you don't see Isaiah Simmons, fastest dude in the daggum on the field. Somehow you don't see him. He skirts down the right end for a touchdown, and I'm like, dang, y'all down 28-14, and y'all really, because of number 14, I think he's number 14, y'all down 28-14. Y'all should be up 28-6, 24-21 or 24-6, but y'all down 28-14. But yeah. Rule of thumb, if you throw 2 pick sixes in a game, you're not winning that game.
No.
The Saints had over 500 yards of offense. It was never in that game because the quarterback threw 3 picks. That took points off the board and 2 that put points on the board.
Yeah, man. That you said it there. I'm not gonna add to it. Kyler Murray had an interesting exchange in that game. Not that we need to be a drama program, but it happened. So yeah.
Hey T, I'm gonna need you to calm the F down, man.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. All right, man.
Quite a thing to say to your head coach.
Yeah.
But welcome back, DeAndre Hopkins.
Welcome back. That was one of the great things about that game. D-Hop don't look like he missed a step. 10 catches, like 105 yards. Yeah, that dude's still that dude. And,
yes, sir.
And I think they're gonna benefit from having him back. So yeah, Cardinals. That was a nice win for them. And they needed that win. They needed that.
Shout out to Robbie Anderson. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yell at your coach, get kicked out of a football game, and still get to play football next Thursday. For somebody else.
Only in America, man. Only in America. I'm putting my Don King hat. Only in America, man. Only in America. All right, let's go on and get these games. Yeah. But for once, man, the Thursday game wasn't trash. Wasn't Trinidad.
Oh, no, it's pretty exciting.
Most of the Thursday game be trash, man. Shoot, Amazon needs to be giving out freaking Amazon Prime free memberships to watch that stuff that be coming on there. But I got a whole nother diatribe on funded Thursday night games or whatever. I don't even want to get in that. That's a whole video by itself. So I don't want to get into that. Okay. All right, after the morning, the 12 o'clock games for this coming Sunday, 23rd. First game we're going to look at is the Falcons at the Bengals. Very interesting games. The surprising 3-3 Falcons coming into, I don't know what they call that stadium in Cincinnati. It used to be called Riverfront Stadium. I don't know what it is now. But they're coming into, is it Energy Bank Field or something like that?
I have no idea.
They coming into Cincinnati. Both teams 3-3. Both 3-3s kind of look different because 3-3 from the Falcons, you giddy. Boy, you giggling all the way to the field, man. Because like, man, we didn't expect to be 3-3. The Bengals are like, man, we 3-3. We really should be 4-1 or 5-2. Because for the most part, they could easily have won every game they lost. Because you didn't have your long snapper in the first game, which made can't think of the kid's name, but that kid don't miss no kicks. He almost like Justin Tucker. He don't miss no kicks. So if he makes his extra point, that they win that game. Then they had a walk-off again. We had a walk-off field goal against the Cowboys. They lost to the Ravens, but they got in the red zone and got cute and started doing silly stuff. And, Ravens took that one. So, I mean, they could easily be 6-0, and they looking at their record like, man, we done played well enough to win all 6 of our games, but really we ain't got the 3 wins to show for it. And the Falcons, who really supposed to be in tank mode, got 3 wins and just won against the 49ers that nobody had them winning. So this is a hard one to pick because sometimes when you 3-3 and you ain't supposed to be there, you playing with house money. Like, man, shoot, we can go in here, let it loose, man. We don't care. And the Cincinnati Bengals gonna come in guarded because, like, man, if we ain't careful, man, we could get beat. So I don't know how you see this one.
I'm going Bengals.
Okay.
I'm going Bengals.
Okay. That's it.
That's it. I mean, I just think the Bengals gonna do it, and I think there's a lot of skill position players in this game on both sides. So that's exciting. It's kind of like one of the games on the slate that I'll probably personally watch, just because of the potential excitement.
Right.
So, I'm gonna like the feeling I get because I think this is one of those T. Higgins games. T. Higgins just randomly gives you 9 catches, 2 tugs for $150.
Right.
It was one of those conferences, healthy and ready to go. So it's always fun to see him on the field. We'll see if Mariota gets him involved like he should. I mean, to your point, not to stay on this game too long, the Falcons are finding ways to just muck games up and make them competitive, and they're winning some of them. So technically, they're right there neck and neck with the Bucs for the division. I don't expect that to hold much longer for the season, but I'm just gonna pick the team I think is better, which is Cincinnati. But I'll be watching this one personally. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to peep the injury report on that. Cincinnati is favored by 6 in this game, and I don't know if Patterson or Pitts or any of those guys are playing.
Patterson is out still. He's going to be out.
Patterson is out still.
Pitts is good to go.
Pitts is good to go. Drake London is playing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with you on that one. I'm going to go Cincinnati. I'm going to take Cincinnati at home, but I think this is going to be an exciting game. Now, one of the prognosticators I'm looking at, I kind of pulled up some stuff from Athlon Sports. All their sports writers got the Falcons winning this one, so maybe they know something I don't. But I got Cincinnati winning this game, but I think it's going to be exciting, though, man. I think it'll be exciting because, like I said, you get a team that's winning games. They don't know how they're winning them. We just it makes it like exciting football because they don't even know that they ain't supposed to be good. They're just like, oh man, and that just makes for interesting football to me, man. So we both got the Bengals on that one. So we're gonna see how that one goes. Okay, next up, we go with your game. There's gonna be my game. We're gonna go with the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. Now, the Indianapolis Colts, man. I mean, look, man. 3 weeks ago, if anybody would have asked me and polled me, they would said, what team do you think is like the worst team in the NFL? I would have picked probably the Houston Texans, and I would have picked like the Indianapolis Colts right there because they look god awful. I mean, they got shut out. Okay, I think them and the Lions, the only team shut out this year. They got shut out by the Jacksonville Jaguars the first time they played them. Okay, didn't look good against the Texans when they played them. Should have lost that game. That's a knock to the Texans because they was ahead 20 to 3 in the fourth quarter. You got to cash that one. And then they somehow got a game against Kansas City with special teams and some other stuff didn't go right. And then I don't know how the heck they beat the Jacksonville last week. How the heck they let that dude get behind them late in the game? I don't know. But they come into Nissan Stadium, and Tennessee is, I think, aren't they 3-3?
Yes. No, 3-2. They just came off a bye. 3-2.
3-2. They're coming off a bye. Okay. Look, man, I think Indianapolis is fugazi, man. I think they got a 3-2-1 record. I mean, it looks like, oh man, they could be leading the division, dude. That Matt Ryan is going to lose you some games because he's Matt Ryan. He's not Matt Ryan of the Super Bowl years. He's Matt Ryan that takes a sack on 3rd and 2 at the 30-yard line and kick range. He's that guy because I saw him do it against Denver because Denver's offense is trash. They couldn't take advantage of it, okay? And they ended up winning a game that nobody should have won. That game should have been incomplete for both teams, but they ended up winning that game. Don't laugh. It's the truth. Nobody should have won that game. Back. Them fans left before overtime started. They ain't never seen that in my life, man.
Yeah.
Never seen that in my life. Game is tied going into overtime. The fans heading for the exits. I ain't never seen that, man. I've seen a lot of things in my 50+ years. I've never seen that. Never in my life. But we're talking about the Colts and the Texans. So I'm gonna take the Colts and the Titans. I'm gonna take the Titans because I just think the Titans are just a better team. I feel like maybe off the bye that Trayvon Burks is back. I think he had some turf toe. Is he not back?
He's on the IR, man. He's going to have to miss a couple more games. He's on the IR.
I still got the Titans, man, because I just don't believe in the Colts. I just don't, man. I mean, now I think Jonathan Taylor, I think he's had a full week of practice. I've been hearing about that, and that proves that kind of makes it a little daunting. Jonathan Taylor that's a stud. But I look for Derrick Henry to get back to Derrick Henry ways, man. I feel like a week off, man, I've got them energized, got the offensive line energized. Obviously, you ain't gonna overcome losing Taylor Lewan. I understand that. But I just think the Tennessee is just a better team. I got the Titans winning that, and for no other reason. I just think Tennessee just better, and I think the Colts are fugazi. What say you?
I think the Titans are fugazi.
Okay.
With a Derrick Henry formula to win. So I think it's a mirror match, man. Jonathan Taylor at his best, Derrick Henry at his best. Those are the top 2 or 3 backs in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis actually has a superior offensive line.
They do now, yeah.
So it's just a matter of can Matt Ryan make enough plays and not make enough mistakes. And mistakes like being a statue in the pocket, taking too many sacks, giving the ball to the other team. And for Ryan Tannehill, I mean, Tannehill's been pretty efficient in his tenure with Tennessee, and he's been a winner. Him and Vrabel together have produced a lot of wins. So you kind of want to give them grace in that sense. But, I mean, who's he throwing to? Respectfully to everybody on that roster. But Robert Woods is a guy coming off the ACL. He's a vet. So, there's going to be highs and lows with a guy in his situation. So we've seen him make a couple plays throughout the year. We've also seen him disappear a little bit. that's to be expected. But then again, as far as roster construction, I don't think the goal should have been to depend on Robert Woods coming off of ACL. So I look at the team and I just Ryan, man, you gotta find ways to, elevate the guys you have and move the ball down the field enough to keep a safety out the box and let Derek have some room to operate. And I'll pick Tennessee, but I kind of feel like we're talking about the same team in a way. Sturdy defense for the most part on both sides. So this could be like one of those 17, 13 games. I'll give Tennessee the grace at home, man. But it wouldn't shock me. I wouldn't color myself shocked to see them lose it, just because I really think they bring an uninspiring offense to the table. I think Traylon Burks is a project receiver. I'm off the record, but I'm going on the record now. You know how I feel about George Pickens up there in Pittsburgh. That was the guy I much would have preferred Tennessee to go with. That's here nor there, but even now with receivers out there, I mean, I don't know how aggressive the front office is actually being towards those endeavors, but you got to imagine DJ Moore's, to a lesser degree, Odell Beckham's. I want to get into the name game, but there's several receivers out there on the market potentially. You think the Titans would be right there in on considering they need it. So
yeah,
it's kind of an uninspiring team, man, to be honest. But they are well coached. They find ways to win games. This is one of those find a way to win type of games in division. If you win it, you sweep the Colts, who may be your only competition in the division, period. So if you got to sweep over them, you pretty much kind of guarantee the division in a way. So quite kept an important game for both teams. But,
yep.
I'll go with the Titans, man, but not all that excited.
You're not that much. You ain't that confident in it. I see you real shaky, real shaky. That thing.
And not because it's just a kind of a lack of confidence in the Titans. Not really an endorsement.
It's a pick'em game. It really is a pick'em game. It really is. So. But I like the Titans too, and we'll see. Because I think, like I said, I think Matt Ryan will lose you a game that he should win because he does. I don't know, because I saw him a couple times in that Broncos game. It's like, dude, you can't take a sack there, and he had plenty of time to get rid of it. And he just won't. He'll just sit there and take the sack and knock you out of field goal range. Did that in the Super Bowl. Well, you can't take that sack. You have to get rid of that. But But anyhow, so we both got the Titans, so we'll see how that goes. All right, here comes my game. The Lions at the Dallas Cowboys, and
here we go. Let's get some energy going for this one. Big Dak is back.
Yeah. Look, I got some mixed feelings about that. And
what mixed feelings? I see that 4 on your wall over there, man.
Well, I got the 4 on my wall. I don't like to feel like I need to be pressured to perform or pressure to whatever because, and I feel like there's some of that going on because I feel like, the other dude won 4 games and he did what he was supposed to do. They kept the menu with a lot of stuff off of it, and the defense leaned on the defense. They was able to win 4 games, 2 of which they probably would not have won, but they played a conservative, smart game, didn't turn the ball over, and that recipe will win most of your games if your defense is solid. You can win most games if you play solid defense, run the ball effectively, and don't turn the football over. Most of the time, you'll win some games because what you do is you'll force the other team to make some mistakes, and that's what they were able to do. That's the Patriot way. That's the way they won a lot of games before Brady ascended himself. They would run the ball, play good defense, wait for you to make a mistake, wait for you to throw a pick, wait for you to lay it down, and they would win it. Wait for you to make a mistake on special teams, and they would win it. And I thought, and when they played the Eagles last week, I thought it kind of got away from them, and they had 3 uncharacteristic turnovers. Man, peep this: 5 games into the season, the Cowboys had like 2 turnovers, 1 fumble, and a Dak threw a pick in the first game. Had a fumble in the second game. Dalton Schultz fumbled the ball in the second game, and other than that, was no turnovers. Okay, so they go last week, and you had a lot of things that went against them. You tried to didn't challenge a play you should have challenged. It was obviously a first down, but maybe Jerry didn't give you the okay to make the challenge that or whatever. I'm getting into some other stuff, and you don't challenge it. And then you got the guy throwing stuff into double coverage that he, dude, we don't do that, and you find yourself in a 20-0 hole. But I applaud them in coming back and making a game out of that. And was maybe 1 third down conversion away from maybe going ahead in that game. Still don't understand why you had a 3rd and 4 and you fake the blitz and don't blitz them, and you let Jalen walk into a first down. If Dan Quinn had a chance to do that play over again, I guarantee he floods that pocket and make him cave, because he had done that last 2 possessions. And they had everybody on the line of scrimmage, and they snapped it, they backed out of it. And he just, nobody here, and walked into a first down, and then they got the next tough first down. And next thing you know, zone read, touchdown Devontae Smith, and the ball game's over. That was basically it. So this week we got Dak coming back, which, like I said, I feel like they probably could have went with the other guy this week and next week against the Bears. Got a bye, and he could have came back with a clean, full bill of health, 2-3 good weeks of practice, and be good. So now you got a Detroit Lions team coming into AT&T Stadium with a week off because they had a bye last week. And they got to, and see, 2 things I don't like when I'm playing another team. Number 1, I hate to play a team after they've lost. Hate to play a team after a bye, and I hate to play a team after they've been embarrassed. Okay, because you play a team after they've lost, it's like, okay, we're gonna make sure we clean all that stuff up. Play a team after a bye, they got extra preparation time. They get a chance to know everything you're gonna do, and trust me, you're gonna get the best representation of that team you're playing. And then, especially, you play a team after they done got embarrassed. They got beat 29-0 the last time that we saw them. So that's not going to fly. So you got us coming in there, and we're going to be on an emotional roller coaster because we're getting our captain back, and we don't know how healthy his thumb is. How is it going to be taking snaps? How effective you going to be with your ball movement when you're doing the play action and the misdirection, the flips, and so that kind of how because you ain't played it for 6 weeks. So all that's going to go into it. You got to compensate for the rust factor. And the Lions got players, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a receiver. He can play. Okay. DeAndre Swift can play. He's active for today. Okay. TJ Hawkinson is a top flight tight end. He can play. So if we go into the games, it's the Lions. They the last in the league in defense. They give up 28 in every game. They didn't score the last time they played. It's going to be a field day. You go into this game, you're going to get embarrassed. And Dak going to have to eat that because, you pushed for this. Yeah, I'm right back. I'm back. Dude, chill out. As long as we winning, we good. Get yourself healthy. Because if you don't win, they're coming for you. All right? That being said, I got the Cowboys winning 28-17 or something like that. I got him winning, but I think it's dicey early. I think he missed some throws early. I think he maybe mishandles a snap maybe early. They're gonna boo him early. Then I think they get it right, and I think the actual talent would actually win it out, and I think they win late. But man, if they go in next game sleepwalking, I think they could get beat. I'm done.
Okay. Welcome back, Dak, man. If you're ready, you're ready.
We'll see.
Cooper Rush, you did your thing, man. As far as there's a cap on guys like that. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of things because he's winning games, managing games, and winning games. But as far as I'm concerned, Sunday night showed you what was inevitable. A team is going to force him to be a top echelon quarterback, and if it's not in him, it'll come out. And I think it came out Sunday night. And if anything, you give him a pat on the back, shake his hand, and let your franchise guy get back in there. So Dak is back. You're at home. To your point, Detroit's coming off a bye. You got a chance to get healthy, get guys like Amon-Ra, DeAndre Swift back in the lineup. I think the Dallas front four is going to be challenged. Micah and DeMarcus will be challenged by this very talented offensive line up front for Detroit. They got two bookends, and they got a lot of young talent on that offensive line. So it'll be a challenge for your guys. Jared Goff is playing quarterback. He has a propensity to have highs and lows. So, this could be a game where he's firing on cylinders. He has the guys on the outside to make some stuff happen. So it could get interesting. Then again, he could throw a couple 50-50s up there. I mean, we know what 7 can do.
What he can do. That's right. So in his area, he gets it. He's going for it. He thinks he's the receiver.
Yeah.
Another one of the quiet things, man, is that as bad as people think the Lions are, they're 1-4 and all this kind of stuff. People may not know that Jared Goff is one of the least sacked quarterbacks. They done played some good defenses. They played the Eagles. They played the Patriots. I'm trying to think of some other teams they played. They played Jacksonville. Jacksonville has a nice front 7. Okay, and they have not given up a lot of sacks. So
yeah. I mean,
that's not like they're facing Cincinnati's offensive line or the Rams offensive line. So not like we're just gonna go and eat it. No, you better come up with some strategy. They're not gonna just fold on you like that. So
really talented offensive line.
Yep. Penei Sewell is not a bust. That dude can play.
Yeah, and he's on the right side. So that's just says a lot about the guy that's on the left side.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So we both got the Cowboys winning, but man, they watch this game sleepwalking, man. And that's my fear. And I also fear the emotional high of getting Dak back. Maybe you may get a little too emotional because we got Dak. And sometimes you get so emotional you forget to play. And it's like you forget the game, you got adrenaline, you got all that stuff rolling, but you still got to play. You still got to, you got to block, you got to tackle, you got to know your keys, you got to know all this stuff, and
I look for them to get their run game going. I think they have a pretty good outing from Zeke and Pollard.
Yeah.
So, I got Dallas.
Okay.
No question.
But this one got me nervous, man. I'm kind of nervous about this one, man. I'm kind of nervous about this. I'm not like, yeah, we got no. I ain't. We'll see. All right, next game we got. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time because I think this is a slam dunk. Most games ain't slam dunks, but this one got to be a slam dunk. This one ain't a slam dunk, and somebody got to figure out what the heck they doing. We got the Green Bay Packers at the Washington Commanders. Now, the Washington Commanders are starting Brent Ripien at quarterback. Okay, it ain't Taylor Heineke. It's Brent Ripien, I think. Am I right? Isn't that who they're playing? Am I right? Am I got the wrong game? I think I might have the wrong game. I got the wrong game pulled. They got Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke actually starting.
Right. That's actually another game. That's actually Denver that he plays for. Ripien, I'm thinking because his uncle actually used to play for Washington.
Gotcha.
Okay. Mark Ripien. He actually won a Super Bowl for them. Okay. That's why I was thinking that's my old age. You wouldn't know nothing about that. You'll get there one day. Yeah, Mark Rippon played for Washington. Not Brent Rippon is his nephew or something like that. Nephew, great nephew, something like that. And he plays for the Denver Broncos, whatever. And he used to play for the 49ers too, as a matter of fact. But that's a different game. So anyway, yeah, they got Taylor Heineke playing, good quarterback, but I got the Packers winning this one. I got them winning this one going away. I feel like Aaron is gonna look here, man, y'all. And I think that the Packers got to get back running the football because they got two of the best backs in the game, and I feel like if they do that, these receivers that they got, and I know I think I heard Cobb's not playing. I don't know if Sammy Watkins is back or not. I know he'd been hurt for a couple of games. But Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson, they got to do it. They're good. They're good receivers. They just got to know what.
Watson is out. Cobb is out. I believe Sammy's back. Dobbs is in. Allen Lazard is in. I have Green Bay too, and I don't have any commentary.
No, the Commanders are not a good football team. I don't care what nobody says. And even with Carson Wentz, who's not playing, who had finger surgery or whatnot, they're not. He's out 6 weeks. They're not a good team, and I don't care if it was at Washington or on the moon. That I can't see the Packers losing that game. I got them winning, going away, and whatnot. So we're done with that. We're in agreement on both of that on that, and we're both taking Green Bay. Okay, Aaron Rodgers proves that he is the MVP of the league in this game. I think we get back to that. Okay. All right. Next game in this block of games is the Buccaneers at the Panthers. And I think this is another one that we don't need to spend a whole lot of time on.
You don't.
The Panthers are handing out players 3 for $1. Robbie Anderson just got a job with the Cardinals. My man Christian McCaffrey just got traded for a boatload of draft picks to this 49ers. DJ Moore is on the block. I was hoping maybe the Cowboys might get him, but I think the price tag, I think he's due to make $17 million. And they're gonna probably want a couple of draft picks for that. And the Cowboys don't give them no draft picks. I made the comment on one of my videos. I said the Cowboys ain't giving up a daggum number one draft pick for Jesus Christ. They not giving up a draft pick for nobody. Even though I think DJ Moore is probably would be, if they will, he would be a number 3 receiver in our rotation of him. I said, not from where I'm sitting. And CD Lamb ain't proved to me he better than him this year. But hey man, we ain't on that game. We on this game. So with that being said, you got the coach being an interim and all this stuff going on. You got the fire sale. You got PJ Walker starting the quarterback, not Aaron Donald, who's still on IR and not Baker Mayfield, who's in a walking boot. So you got PJ Walker, no Christian McCaffrey, no Robbie Anderson. Man, I look for the Buccaneers to hang 40 on them. I got Tampa Bay, even though they ain't scored 40 all season. I got the Buccaneers running away with this. Tom Brady had his little dust up last week with his thing or whatever. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. It's all nothing to see here. Buccaneers win probably in a laugher, I think. So what say you?
Tampa Bay, we move on.
Tampa Bay, we move on. All right. Then we got the this is gonna be an interesting one. The New York Football Giants at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, like I said, I really was wanting to give Jacksonville the dap. I was really wanting to. I had my hand off time, and they wouldn't hold their hand out for me to dap them. I was trying to dap them, T. I really was. They wouldn't let me. All right. I was trying to give them the pound. They wouldn't let me do it. So, the Giants, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, the Giants are kind of doing it with, and it's like, a lot of people I talked to earlier in the season was like, man, kind of like talking in terms of the Cowboys. Man, y'all didn't do nothing but beat the Giants. I'm like, but the Giants are a well-coached football team. And they're not bubbling over with talent, but I know one thing, they run the ball well. They don't turn the ball over a lot, even though Danny Dimes is prone turnovers, but he's They've cleaned a lot of that up. They run the ball well. They don't turn the ball over. They don't beat themselves. There's not a lot of stupid penalties. And like I said, a lot of more games in the NFL are lost more than one. You don't do the things, you jump offside on third and 3 and they get a first down. Little silly things like that. Or you got to, in the red zone, to get a winning field goal and one of your offensive linemen false starts. Now you're 5 yards further back. And so just little things, that lose you games. And I've watched the Giants, I saw the Joe Judge fiasco. I saw the Ben McAdoo fiasco. They were a clown show, okay? And I've watched them these 5-6 games. They are a buttoned up bunch. And if you're going to beat them, you got to play sound football or you're not beating them. So, but Jacksonville has talent, man. So I don't know. I'm torn on this one. I kind of want to say the Giants, but I would not be surprised if Jacksonville got them because they're playing them at home in that heat. But I'm going to take the Giants. I'm going to take the Giants because I think Brian Daboll's got them boys playing at a level that when they play a much more talented team, they're not going to be able to beat them. But the fundamentals that they play with gives them a chance in almost every game. What say you?
New York football, Brian. Duval County will turn into Dayball County tomorrow. Giants.
You gotta market that. I like that. Duval County gonna turn into Dayball County. Okay. TK, I see you working. You were working on that all yesterday, wasn't you?
No, wasn't. Just thought about it. Sounded good to me.
Wow, I like it. Man. I mean, you probably get somebody to patent that. That's it. That works right there. All right. Dayball County. Yeah, the Giants are playing fundamentally sound. That's one thing I like about them. They no goofy turnovers, no stupid penalties. Danny Dimes playing within himself. Saquon is Saquon. Yeah, I got the Giants too, man. So we got them. So that's all of those games. Okay.
Right. We missing a game at the 12 o'clock slot.
Yeah, I got some more here. I got some more. Don't we have the Browns and the Ravens is a 3? And what game am I missing?
That's 12 o'clock. It's in the 12 o'clock.
Okay. All right. The Browns at the Ravens. I don't spend a whole lot of time on this one either because I think the Browns, until Deshaun gets to them, if he ever get to them, whatever they doing with him and however folks feel about that, I think until they get him, they're gonna be kind of just what do they call that when you're in the water? You're really not swimming, you're treading water. That's what they're doing right now. But Baltimore, they've lost some games. There's another team that really, if you look at it, they could be undefeated. Because they had no business losing to the Dolphins. They gave up they gave up 28 points in the fourth quarter. That's kind of hard to do. And against who they played last week? They played the Giants. I mean, Lamar had 2 uncharacteristic turnovers. One where he thought he fumbled it and tried to throw it, and it wasn't a good idea. And then he kind of just mishandled another one and got it. And they don't do that, they probably win that game. And they lost to somebody else that they should have lost to because they're 3-3. I can't off the top of my head, I can't think who they lost to. But I mean, I just think the Ravens are just better than the Browns are. I mean, you got God, what's his name? Playing quarterback. I think they're good around him. I think Chubb and Hunt can, and whatnot are good. But I just think the Ravens, you're playing them at Baltimore, I just think they just got too much. And I think Lamar bounces back and he has one of those games to let you know why he's an MVP candidate, where he throws for 200-300 yards, 2-3 touchdowns. Finding my man Andrews for a couple of touchdowns. I know J.K. Dobbins is out. He's got an injury, he's out 4 to 6 weeks. But I got Baltimore, man. I'm not a believer in Cleveland until they get Deshaun back, and I think they're just treading water. I got Baltimore, man.
I mean, I expect a close game. Mark Andrews is questionable in this. It'll be a major blow on top of J.K. Dobbins being out.
Yeah.
I assume they're gonna get Rashard Bateman back. Deshaun Jackson, of course, was signed. I don't know how much this will actually mean, but I'm definitely taking Baltimore at home in this one, just to keep it brief. But I do think it'll kind of be close. I respect Cleveland's defense enough to say I think with their ability to run the ball and their defense, they keep the game manageable. But I'll take the home team. Maybe a Justin Tucker walk off would do the job.
Yeah, if they within 50 yards late in the game, that dude pretty much money. He money. That's money. That's nothing you can bank on right there.
Yeah.
In reference to the Cleveland defense, now that's the same Cleveland defense that gave up almost 200 yards to Austin Ekeler, who's averaging like 1.5, 2 yards a carry. So they can be had. And Baltimore is like one of the best running teams in the NFL. But like I said, if Mark Andrews ain't 100%, he's one of the best blockers. I got him as the best tight end in the game. I know that's controversial, but I look at the whole thing. I think he blocks well, and I think he's, on par with the other pass catching tight ends too, the Kelce's, the Kittles, the Wallers. He can give you that. Plus, he can blow somebody up on a running play too. So that's why I like Mark Andrews, man. That's man. If my team was needing to get a tight end, and I'm taking Mark Andrews every time, every day of the week, and I'm not looking back. But we both got Baltimore, so we move on. And so the next game we're gonna look at here is I want to say it's I'm trying to wait for the crawl to come by. Oh yeah, the Texans at the Raiders. A whole lot to say about that one. Raiders are playing for their lives. They've lost all their games by one possession. Lost the game against the Kansas City, probably one of the most humiliating fashions ever. Two guys running into each other, timing on the route got off. Guy got jammed. The guy wasn't where he needed to be at the time he needed to have been there, and it made them run into each other. You hardly ever see that. And then it got compounded by the little incident off the field or whatnot. But these guys take this game hard, man. And Devontae Adams is looking at this thing like, man, we have played hard enough to have won almost every one of these games we've been. When we're looking at ourselves and we're 1-4. And this thing is slipping away from us. And I look at them looking at the Houston Texans, who have played better than I thought they would. I look at this game as them looking at the Houston Texans as them licking their chops. It's like, no, we got a chance to get some soup here and get healthy. They've had a week off to think about it. Well, not a week off, but they played Monday night. So yeah, that's right. So I got the Raiders, man. I think this is and of course watch it be close because that's what the NFL does. It never goes exactly the way you think, but I look at the Raiders' talent, I look at their quarterback, I look at their running backs, I look at their receivers. Defense is opportunistic, got good pass rush, Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, and I think they should be able to get the job done. I got the Raiders.
Vegas, we can move on.
Raiders. They got the Raiders. Okay. All right. Next, we got the Seahawks at the Chargers. And the Seahawks have been very surprising to me. Who knew that Geno Smith would turn into, Patrick Mahomes or whatnot? Who knew that? Dude's leading the league in completion percentage, like 70%. Geno Smith. Okay. And they're getting a lot of good work. Rashad Penny got hurt again. So they're rolling with Kenneth Walker, the rookie out of Michigan State, who's just been running that thing, man. And then Pete Carroll's formula plays fundamentally sound on defense, run the football. Quarterback don't make a whole lot of mistakes. Don't get to cook a whole lot. Get to warm up some stuff, but don't cook. And we win football games. And they're playing the Chargers, which, Chargers are sort of an enigma. We know that Justin Herbert still sort of dinged. He may be a little bit better this week than he was last week, but you don't really get over cracked ribs like that because you still got to throw. You got to evade tacklers. You got to factor in he's in pain almost every time he's throwing it or running it or shrugging off a defender or whatever. But I kind of feel like Keenan Allen might be back this week, maybe. when you look at the combination of Keenan Allen with Mike Williams, can't think of that tight end's name. He's number 7. He used to play for the Rams. But he's a force too, and Eckler who can do all the stuff, run it, catch it. I got the Chargers winning, but Seattle is an interesting team though. They're winning games that they probably shouldn't be winning, and they done messed up my picks every week. But I got the Chargers winning this one though. What say you?
Chargers. We can move on.
Chargers. Okay. All right, you both got the Chargers. No rhetoric or nothing on that. We're just gonna go Chargers. Okay. All right. So now this is the good game here. Okay. We got the San Francisco 49ers playing against against the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. Now, there's a lot of storylines with this game because you got Kansas City coming off a loss, a game that was a well-played game too. It's just Pat made one throw he shouldn't have made in the first half, but I thought Valdez-Scantling should have had that one. Yeah, he was the first one to touch it, but they got the defender went up and took it out of his hands, whatever. So, and then late in the game, he threw a pick, didn't see the guy over the middle, and he got picked and whatnot. And that's kind of ended their scoring drive. I think if they don't pick, I think they probably still go down and win that game, maybe, but they didn't. They lose that game. So they come into this game playing at San Francisco. With the news of the day is San Francisco get a new toy in their garage. They get a new car in their garage. They get one. Christian McCaffrey gave up a boatload of picks, and then they gave up a second, third, and a fourth, and one pick in the next draft for Christian McCaffrey, who, when he's healthy, is arguably one of the 2, 3, 4 best backs in the league, both out of the backfield running it and out of the backfield catching it. Okay. It's just a matter of whether or not he's healthy or not. And over the last 39 games, he's missed 23 of them. But his first 3 years, he probably played in every game. So it's just a matter of, what you got to factor in, man. And Kyle Shanahan's, offensive running game, his repertoire, and the running games he can pull out of his backside, and the formations and the different movements and formations and stuff that he runs the same plays out of. What a guy like Christian McCaffrey, if he's right, what havoc they can run. And we know the Chiefs sometimes have problems with the run. So this is going to be an interesting game for Kansas City, man, because I feel like Kyle Shanahan's going to run the ball and keep the ball out of Pat's hand. And he's got another tool, another gadget to go with Jeff Wilson to run the ball to. And then, he's still going to line up Debo in the backfield and run smash mouth with him and then throw it to him somehow in the secondary. And Kansas City secondary is not exactly, until McDuffie come back, they're not exactly, So I don't know, man. This is going to be an interesting game, man. I can't see Kansas City losing 2 in a row. So I'm gonna take Kansas City, but I think San Francisco plays a whale of a game and makes this game close. But I got Kansas City because I just can't see Pat losing 2 games in a row.
All right, I got San Francisco. It's gonna be a fun game.
Oh,
C-Mac to the Bay, back in his old stomping grounds from his Stanford days. Man, that offense is going to be amazing. The versatility that comes with having C-Mac, Debo, and George Kittle usage. Yeah. Good luck trying to figure that out. Opposing teams. Kyle Shanahan's gonna have a lot of fun with that offense.
Oh, I know. He's that's his thing. He likes gadgets and stuff to show how good a play caller he is. I know sometimes he falls victim to that because sometimes you want to,
well, between
how smart you are rather than just play football. But
say what you will, but I mean, having the versatility of sending Debo one way, C-Mac the other, George Kittle up the seam, deep route for Ayuk to stretch. I mean, you got to cover the whole field with the guys they have. So, honestly, man, C-Mac might push them over the top of, in that division to me, as far as them and the Rams. pretty sure them and the Rams were in contention to get him. He
Right.
went to the 49ers.
They all
Didn't
beat
go
them.
to the Rams. So, I mean, I'm going to pick them this week, assuming even without C-Mac this week, I'm still going to pick the Niners. But even if they're able to just get him in there for 10 or 15 plays just to see what it looks like. Yeah, that I really like that team. They're getting healthy on both sides of the ball. Trent Williams is back. That's a
It's in the game.
really good football team in San Francisco
Yeah.
now and in the future. So, but as far as this week, I'm gonna take them. And man, watch out for them guys over there, man.
Yeah. No doubt.
I got San Francisco though.
Yeah, San Francisco. Okay, a game I think I missed. I don't even think I put it on the ticker, but you know, it's one worth talking about. You got the New York Football Jets at the Denver Broncos, and
Nah, not worth talking about to me. I got the Jets.
I got the Jets too.
Yeah,
I got the Jets too. Because the Broncos got Brent Rippon starting. Yeah, I got the Jets.
That was it for me.
Yeah. Jet, I'm a believer, man. Keep your receipts, man. I believe you. I believe you. He's gonna say about the dog, and he's okay. I'm keeping receipts. I'm keeping the receipts. Everybody dogged us. Get it a year. We got beat by Baltimore and got beat by. I think they have been 0-2. No, they was 1-1. They beat Cleveland and they lost to somebody else. I can't remember who it was. They lost to their third game. They was 1-2 and they didn't look good. And I'm keeping receipts. So Robert Saleh got them boys playing hard. Zach Taylor doing just enough, bringing them along slowly. He wasn't quarterback. You give him too much, he'll throw it all over the yard. Next thing you know, they running back the other way. He's athletic. He's like a young Aaron Rodgers, but let's not put that kind of stuff on young players. That's not fair, you know. And then you got Breece Hall. Breece Hall has been one of the spotlights on the young players as far as the running backs concerned in the league this year. And then they so good that, like you said, Moore can't get on the field and Denzel Mims can't get on the field, and they're still rolling. And they're 3-2, and I look for them to go to 4-2, or they're 4-2. I look for them to go 5-2. Yeah, there we go. So I got the Jets, and I don't think I think the Broncos saga continues, man. For them to continue to be underwhelming, because they was underwhelming with Russ starting. So you put Brent Rippon in there, what do you think's gonna happen? So you're not gonna get the stuff don't get better with a quarterback that ain't played in a year and a half. So anyhow, let's we got one more game left on the Sunday ticket. Sunday night we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa is back. He's ready to start. I know that Tyreek Hill was dinged. I think he probably is ready to start, and I think Waddle had been dinged. I think he's ready to start, can play. And if they got all their players, I don't know what Pittsburgh's defensive backfield status is. I have his report. I know they had 4 of their 5 backfield players out last week, and they were still able to beat Tampa Bay with the speed merchants that the Dolphins have. I just can't see how you'd be able to hold up against him and Waddle and Gesicki. I got the Dolphins winning because they're playing down in Miami. And when people go down to Miami, they never seem to play up to their capabilities when they go down there. So I got the Dolphins winning that one.
Welcome back to he'll have his full arsenal of guys, and they need to win. Pittsburgh's not in the winning business. I know they won last week, but they might just be too far gone for them. I expect them to compete hard. And, that being said, I'm still expecting Mike Tomlin team to compete.
It's Mike Tomlin. Of course they're going to play hard. That's what they do. Of course.
Brian Flores is a talking point, but I don't care to get into it. But Minkah Fitzpatrick, I'm sure he'll get up for this game. I think there's enough injury concerns on Pittsburgh's defense, and there's enough speed on Miami's offense to sort of shift the field a couple times, a couple big plays down the field. I'm sure Tyreek and Jalen Waddle gonna love having Tua back to open the offense back up. Primetime game, barring a situation where, forbid Tua were to go down or show any signs of concussion related symptoms.
Right.
He's able to play and finish out the game, man. I got Miami. So
Pass protection is going to be the key in this game. If they can protect Tua and he can get time to throw, I just can't see how they hold up against that speed that they got, man. I just don't see it. If they can pass protect now, if their pass protection is leaky, all bets is off. But I think that's the key. If they can get pass protection, I don't know if I haven't heard about it. I know Armstead had missed games that they got from New Orleans. If he's back, and I think it was one other offensive lineman that was down last week too. So if their offensive line is up and they can keep Tua upright, then he can, I like Miami. I like Miami. On Monday night, that's going to be a game that, I guess we got to talk about it. I think the New England Patriots go to Chicago Bears come to New England. So it's New England Patriots at the Chicago Bears. And look, man, I don't like what they're doing with Justin Fields. I don't think they're putting him in the right positioning. I think they're kind of stunting his growth a little bit and some of the stuff that they're doing. He's having to wing it a little too much. And I know one guy you better not wing it against is Belichick. You better know where you're supposed to go, where to go with the football, what defense yields, what route concept, and that sort of stuff. Or he makes young quarterbacks that kind of don't know what they're doing look real bad. And that kind of happened last week against Cleveland with Jacoby Brissett. I remember his name now. We 4 games past it. It came back to me. Jacoby Brissett made him look bad last week. So I got the Patriots. Probably not going to be a very exciting game. And of course now, don't worry, be zappy. Don't worry, be zappy. Hey man, that's mine. I'm gonna coin that one. That's mine. Don't worry, be zappy. All right.
Oh yeah, man. I hate to burst the zap bubble, but I'm pretty sure Mac Jones is going to start this game, which will create QB controversy.
QBC.
Either way, no matter which one of them is playing in this game, they're winning this. So,
of course.
Right.
So you got the Patriots also.
Yeah. With an opportunity, with the caveat, we might see both Zap and Mac Jones. Might get a little interesting in that way. And I'm not even talking about for injury concerns or necessarily bad play concerns. Just might want to roll both of them out there and kind of see who can rally the troops the best. Either way, that defense is gonna.
One thing though, man, people sleep on the bet. The Bears defense is credible. That's a good defense. Roquan Smith is a bad dude. Do not forget where that dude is lining up because he will wreck you. Do not forget Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn. Do not forget about them dudes. Okay. All I'm saying, that Roquan Smith is one of the best linebackers in the league. So that defense is not to be sneezed at. Okay. It's just offensively, they're not, they're not tightened up right now. So that's so. All right, now, and then of course we also do the Thursday night game from the next week. So we're gonna do the Ravens at the Buccaneers. And that's gonna be kind of an interesting game. Maybe Tampa has all their guys back. Maybe there's a Julio Jones sighting. He's been cameo appearances all season. Showed up against the Cowboys, made a nice 48-yard catch, and hadn't been seen from again. But we knew that because Julio's got occurring like hamstring injuries and other things that's going on. So you kind of gotta, being a Titan fan, I know you have dealt with that last year. He'll give you some spots, but then he's just not in the best shape from a health perspective, as it's just so. But then you got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and if he has all those guys back, it's going to be a tough thing. Baltimore, quiet as kept. Secondary has not played good this season.
Because Marlon Humphrey is actually playing exceptionally well.
Well,
the secondary in totality, from a numbers standpoint, the numbers say what they say, but the numbers also say Marlon's having an incredible season. Just want to contextualize that.
Right. That's an interesting one, man. And they're playing Tampa too, so might go with the Bucks on this one, even though I'll be pulling for Baltimore. I usually don't vote. I don't vote against Lamar and the Ravens. I kind of like, in terms of game preparation. And I know we got some difference in how they're doing with Lamar and it on the contractual level. Because that's what it's talking about, like, game stuff, how they prepare, the fundamentals, how that sort of thing. The Ravens usually get that stuff right. They can have half their team on IR and still put up a competitive game. When the average team miss 2 or 3 players, they're getting boat raced. So it's just something about the competency that they put on the field. So it's hard to really go against them. But I have to feel like Tampa might win that one, so I'm gonna go with Tampa. But I'll be rooting for Baltimore.
I got Tampa. I think Tampa's defense is sturdy. J.K. Dobbins is a big loss. May not feel that loss as much tomorrow, but they'll feel it Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a story in itself too. That I can do a whole video on that. They ain't playing. You just play 3 days later. That shouldn't be happening. Now, as smart as the NFL is, because I've heard these people, and we're getting ready to close this video. I've seen these people who come on these shows that tell you how they put these schedules together. These are some smart people. They take into account political conventions, concerts, the other team, the other cities, sports venues. Though they may use the same venue, they take all those things into consideration. They put all this stuff together, and they come up with a thing. You trying to tell me you couldn't come up with a plan that puts a team on Thursday since you want to have a Thursday game? You trying to tell me you couldn't put together a Thursday day practice with a team maybe coming off a bye the week before they play on the Thursday? You couldn't do that? You couldn't put that together? You could, but you don't want to. So that because coming back to play on Thursday after you just played on Sunday is like I don't have words to describe it, but it's not good. Okay.
No.
It's not good. Now, the only way I would say that somebody should do that to another team is maybe the week after that, they're getting 10 days off after that. Maybe you play 4 days, twice in 4, then you're off for 12 days or something. Or you play the following Thursday or something like that, or whatever the case might be. You get so many days off. But to play this day and play 4 days later, then you're going to expect them to play, I don't like it. I think that's because every game you see somebody getting carted off. That's not an accident. Okay. And I didn't want to get into all that, but I got to stand on my soapbox about things and whatnot. Because the thing I say is the NFL got a lot of smart people. They can figure out stuff. They done figured out stuff way more complicated than that. And you could figure it out, but you don't want to. It's making money and they'll get over it. And I thought maybe the Players Association should have fought for that. Hey, no, you giving us this extra game. We're gonna play Thursdays. We're gonna play and put bye in the week in the season. We can get 2 extra buys, and they ain't gonna kill us. We can start the season a week early. It's fine. You get a bye in the first half and a bye in the second half. You could have done that. If you're gonna give us a 17th game, give us an extra bye. Okay, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. Some of these things get me fired up, man, because it's while I like the football. I understand these are human beings they're playing. These aren't Madden characters. These are people. Okay, that's always been my take. So, CK, you got anything else, man?
Happy football Sunday to everybody that tunes in.
Football Sunday.
Enjoy.
Okay. Well, fans, I apologize for my rant. I didn't mean to rant, but it is Uncle Fred's rants, and every now and then I have to rant about something. Something gets my goat, and something gets me in a tizzy, and that thing gets me in a tizzy. Another thing gets me in a tizzy is fans going crazy because a player reacts to something or whatever. Y'all want to make it like he stole something from somebody or whatnot. So, whatever. All right, I'm not getting into that. But anyway, that's all we got this week with our week 7 pick'ems with your main man, Uncle Fred, and my main man, TK. Man, I got an idea, TK. Let's do this thing again next week, same time. What you think?
That's a great idea. I'll be here.
All right, man. Let's do that. But please like, comment, and subscribe, and become a part of the Uncle Fred's sports experience. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. That's all we got this week. You guys be good. We catch you guys. God bless. We'll catch you guys on the next week.